Why are expectations so high?
Welcome back, episode 88 of Revisited, and this is my choice because of the years we were born. He's getting 89, I'm getting 88. Yes, we're old, shut up. I decided, so originally, I was gifted a video by one Kaiser Shonen, and I think I'm just gonna tell you the title of it.
Collusion.
No, I'm not. I decided to go a different video, but because I listened to a little of it, and I feel like it would be better for a live stream. Oh my god, Kaiser messaged me afterwards. Dude, I don't check my DMs, y'all, in Discord. I'm sorry.
Why don't you check your DMs in Discord? Oh, because you got 8,000 notifications.
Correct. So it's just another notification washing over me, and I just go past it. By Mo Lowry. The video is called Hiruzen Was a Good Hokage. Now, the reason I didn't pick this is it's a lot of him just talking and talking and talking with very little visual things going on and a lot of jokes being cracked. And because of this, I feel like it would be better for a stream than to do it for an actual video. So I decided to showcase an individual we haven't visited for a little while.
For a little while.
And
for a little while.
It's a video we tried to do before. But I feel like enough time has passed for us to do Katsuki Bakugo
with this
crushed by expectation
with this boy
by one Oceaniz.
with this boy.
So this was a video we had recorded before, and then this was on my old computer. And for some reason, both recordings had just stopped in the middle of it. Both what we record our actual Revisited through, and the audio Audacity I used to record just the audio portion of it. So we didn't have any of our voices anymore, but the video was still there. So it was unfortunate, but we couldn't replicate it. So we decided we'd go back to it eventually. But that eventually just never came.
Why is it 20 minutes?
And then I just went, no, eventually it's today. So we're doing Katsuki Bakugo.
Why is it 20 minutes?
And the reason I feel like enough time has passed is I was thinking on it, and I don't remember a single point he made.
I'm sure it will come back to me.
I can't say that. Because there are times where we'll listen to a video, like when we were going through our... trying to rank and we were listening to it, and it was a more recent Revisited, and it's like, we did this? I don't remember anything about it. It took a skateboarder for us to go, oh, okay, I remember the skateboarder.
I don't want to do this one.
Oh, no one does.
I don't like this.
I don't like it at all. Description, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Bakugou is a bully. Bakugou is also a fantastic character and the most popular character of My Hero Academia. Weird, huh? Let's talk, huh?
That's it?
That's it.
You should probably do a little bit more with that description. Again, I don't remember anything about it.
I don't care. I don't want to.
Nobody does. Nobody ever wants to do anything.
I guess, I probably would have pushed it back. Well, there is no real pushing it back because we don't know how the end of Bakugou being flat out, and we could talk about that.
Yeah, no, I understand.
But, it's a nice little gap between him, and I'm just stalling.
I mean, it's just going to make you be here for longer. It's not going to help the case. So, let's get into it.
Morally questionable characters are a weird thing. On one hand, they, due to their morality, often end up being characters that we, as allegedly morally upstanding people, should condemn and dislike.
I disagree.
I disagree. Putting morally grade characters like that in a big bubble and just going, this is what they should be. No, actions should be looked at individually.
Mm-hmm. Should a mother who had a man do something to her daughter kill the man and us go, killing is wrong? so I don't care about the circumstances of it. It was wrong.
And then you got stuff like context matters, because if you go, man, this dude stepped on another dude's shoes and then he shot him, and then you go, well, what did he do that for? And then he went, well, that his grandmother gave him them shoes, and that was the only thing that he ever wanted in his life, and he finally got those shoes, and then the other dude disrespected him plainly and his grandmother, and then he shot him. And you go, well, maybe not shooting them, but
It's more understandable, the
completely
anger.
different contexts. I don't just like morally great characters or good characters or blah, blah, blah. I would prefer to look at the actions and not simply just a label upon a character.
The other hand, it's quite often these very characters that end up being extremely popular.
It's because we as a society are awful people. And that's just the way it goes. Just look at the world. We're awful people.
Sure, but I don't think that it just kind of inherently means that they're popular. I'm
No,
sure you can find
morally
some
great
anti-hero.
characters aren't instantly going to be the most popular, but those characters tend to be more popular than your white meat baby faces.
It's not
I
uncommon.
have to see some sort of study of something in order to say
I mean, you could just look at Sasuke v Naruto, Bakugou v Deku, all these things.
well, Bakugo isn't morally gray, really. He's a
He's a piece of shit.
But I think it was Naruto and Sasuke sort of just flip-flopped a lot.
I feel like Sasuke won a lot of those character polls,
I know
and then it
Kakashi won a
started
couple.
eventually getting the flip-flops. Like Crocs.
First one, Kakashi won, with Naruto being second and Sasuke being third. The second one, Naruto won, with Kakashi being second and Iruka being third. Oh, Sasuke was fourth. What happened? Third one, Kakashi, Naruto, Iruka. What the is this Iruka stuff? Sasuke. And the fourth, Naruto, Kakashi, Sasuke, Shika.
That had to be during, no, probably Chunin.
Yeah, it was. Here's the picture. It's about Chunin. Chapter 199.
Yep.
Do whatever you got to do for that. Number 5, Sasuke, Naruto, Kakashi, Iruka. He didn't do nothing.
Him so nice.
Number 6, Sasuke, Kakashi, Deidara, Naruto. My goodness, Naruto. Is that the last one? Oh, there's a 10th anniversary poll. And Naruto, Shika. Wait, what is it? Doesn't matter. That one doesn't matter. Number 7, Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, Gaara. Where's Iruka? Iruka's 11. Oh man, them Iruka fans, they was holding out hope. Yeah, the last one ended with Naruto being on top.
Okay.
So a lot of them were Naruto.
To see the number one popularity spot for any given series be dominated not by the protagonist,
Oh well.
but by an
well.
We were
Well, what are we doing
this
here?
is strictly
What are we
proven
just-
wrong.
We just
Just prove
this was
wrong.
a pre-con argument. We just beat him to the punch. You're wrong. This is false. Luffy's number 1 in all of them. He's never been dethroned.
Never. That's crazy, actually.
Oh,
But isn't he morally gray?
I'd say
It depends on what you mean by morally gray. I mean, just breaking into a place is breaking the law. So he definitely goes against the government and rules and laws and stuff. But is that morally gray? Is a rule strictly moral?
5 character polls for Black Clover. On the 5th one, Noelle beat Asta, and all 4 of them before were all Asta. On the 6th one, Noelle, and number 2 was Asta, and that was the most recent one.
But
So
there's
it
no
is-
morally gray character there, really.
I suppose there's not. But he said not by the main character.
But he's saying the morally gray characters are not by the main character, but usually.
What else we got? Bleach? There's no
I mean,
one
no,
great
there'll be nobody there.
And I don't think DBZ.
Grimjow, I'm sure, won once or twice.
Well,
but
he's such a cool guy. Yeah, no.
Not by the protagonist, but by an anti-hero.
okay, now we're doing
Yeah.
anti-hero instead of morally gray characters, which are two totally separate things. But even by the anti-hero, we've proven that Sasuke absolutely is not that. I'm sure Vegeta was not winning as many character polls as
There was
Goku.
like 2 of them.
So, I don't know.
Such is the case with My Hero Academia's very own Katsuki Bakugo.
How is he an anti-hero?
Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
He
What
is
makes him
an
an anti-hero?
absolute trying to be hero, but he's a piece of
Yeah, he's not doing anything. Like,
he's not doing anything morally gray. He's not doing anything anti-hero like
Outside of the
robbing
law.
people to like
He's not-
Robin Hood is an anti-hero. He's robbing people to he's doing bad things for good reasons.
and there's none of that with him.
An explosive bully whose first defining actions in the show include telling Deku, the protagonist, to kill himself due to his disability, being his lack of superpowers in a superhuman society. This should, by this description at least, be a character that is unanimously hated, yet
course.
Should be.
Should be. Well, I don't even think should be because people
He
can
sucks.
people can just go, yeah. You can hate people and just go, yeah, I hate them, but they're also kind of really good. Dofi's a sack of garbage. I hate him, but I love me some Dofi.
But that's one of those I love to hate him. It's like a heel in wrestling.
Yeah.
And
And
you
I
know
can-
what they are. But no, Bakugo is not a I love to hate. It's a you are an awful person and the series is not showing you
Yeah, that's the problem. I can see people wanting to love to hate him, but the series is not presented in that way.
No, it's presented as this guy is the bully. Oh wait, no, he's actually a hurt little boy, and you should love him.
Whereas Dofi is just like, oh, you wearing my brother's name on your back? Whatever, let me stomp on your head.
Bakugo finds himself consistently at the top of popularity polls. This has, however, only really been the case ever since the manga reached a specific moment in the story. What moment is that, and how did it...
He talks
Yeah, he's
so
I don't
slowly.
know what this delivery is, but my goodness with this.
I feel like this could have been a 16-minute video if he would just 1.1 time his speech. What is the case here? Well, it was this one moment. And what was that moment? Oh my god!
turn a bully into an all-time favorite? Let's talk about it. If there is a single word that should define Katsuki Bakugo, then it would have to be expectation. From a very young age,
Now,
the expectation. Who put the expectation on him? He
did.
did himself.
now I feel like we made that argument before,
I don't care.
and yet I still don't remember anything about this video.
I don't care. But this is the obvious argument to go into. I don't care about the expectations you put upon yourself because you thought yourself was so high and mighty and great because you have a good quirk. Not because you're a good person, not because you're good with the quirk. No, simply because you were gifted a good quirk and everybody went, yo, you're really good. Instead of going, yeah, I am really good. Let me work hard at this and be humble and appreciate people and stuff like that. Be like, I don't understand the idolization of All Might, but then the complete and total shifting of his mentality. He doesn't understand that mentality.
The perverse way in which he's the strength of All Might is why he's number one.
No.
It's very much. I'm reading a series called Ippon again, it's a judo manga, and there's a character there who loves to get an Ippon, which is a single point in judo, or a 2 point, something like that, half point, single point, whatever. And she just lost a match because she was in the lead, but she wanted it so badly. She put the expectation on herself to get that point, and she lost her team the tournament win, and she's super sad about it. But she's also like, I'm just gonna keep working harder so I can do that thing.
But this just expectations, and again, we just have to assume that nobody ever tapered those expectations. He's always been number one in those classes. He's always had the best quirk in the classes. So that he's never been humbled, and he kept that going. We just have to accept that. And it is very difficult to accept that, especially with a bunch of different people and you can have basically any quirk in the world. And Deku is an anomaly for not having a quirk. So in a classroom of, let's say, 20 students, 19 of them have a quirk. 18 of them, if you don't include Bakugo. Mm-hmm. And throughout all of his life, he's never been number 2. He's never perceived himself to be number 2. He's never been brought down a single peg. It's hard
never
to believe
even close
that.
to a number 2.
It's hard, such that his mind could just go, maybe I'm not number 1. And again, we have to go, he's in the mindset of, yeah, I'm number 1 in the 2nd grade. So what's there to be proud of with that?
Bakugo is hood good. In the neighborhood, he's number 1. But it's just like there's nobody coming from outside the neighborhood. There's never been an inter-class, like, let's meet up, let's go to another school and meet their students. Let's take a field trip to schools to see where you might want to apply. He never went to I forgot what it's called, where Class 1A is. Is it just
UA?
Okay. He never went to UA and seen all the people doing quirks and like, holy this is some powerful here.
I don't understand that. But if you look at his class,
Mm-hmm.
and I was specifically like, yeah, I wonder what they look like. You got some guy who can stretch out his eyeballs. He's a lame-o. Some big hand, man. Wait, look at this. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Are you telling me Bakugo's in piecing up the thing? What is your quirk? Hair sharp man?
He's got to be shark thing.
Yo, telekinesis girl. What are we doing? What the are we doing?
Yeah, that's crazy.
We're not just letting somebody with telekinesis just sit there. No. Big fireman in the back? I don't know what's going on with you. Maybe put this up on screen.
Yeah, that guy can swell himself. That's about it. Because he says swell.
Maybe he was the best in his class.
Hey, no, telekinesis.
Yeah, telekinesis girl. She's broken. Pre-broken. Get her right in there. But big hand man. Wait a second. Is that the same hand as Squirt Bottle Man?
Hey, yeah, it does have those same type of fingers.
Horikoshi, you.
Wouldn't it have made sense for that guy to be one of the ousted ones, since he's a quote unquote freak, so we could eventually get this storytelling that we're getting now?
Racism. Hey, racism bad. You don't say, Horikoshi. Really, breaking new grounds, huh? People shouldn't be discriminated against. Hey, maybe show the...
You've done it.
I done did it.
Was constantly confronted with it. Once his superpower, or quirk, manifested at the age of 4, the people around him began praising and grooming him as the obvious next great hero.
No, not the next great hero. Just a bunch of kindergarten teachers going, that's a great drawing, little Timmy.
Kindergarten teacher would do the same. They praise students for insignificant.
Watch what I can do. The shittiest somersault you've ever seen. Wow, great job.
You telling me that in big hand person wasn't getting praised? Mom absolutely was.
Quirk allows him to secrete nitroglycerin-like sweat from his hands and then detonate it at will. This is a deceptively simple power with an incredible amount of potential and...
Hey, who is this video for?
You know who it's for.
No, that's why I asked.
You know what's up.
No, I don't. That's why I asked.
We never left.
That's your answer? We never left?
flexibility. So it's easy to see why both the adults in Bakugou's life, as well as his peers, start to envy and praise the child for having been born with such an obviously OP power.
Pause. It's not an obviously OP power. You said that it has a lot of potential.
But it seems simplistic on the surface, or some variation of that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
You had just said it. I'm sorry, I don't remember already.
Creating explosions like that. If you didn't have his grenade thing that can make a blast move forward, that you'd have to be pure close range. Mm-hmm. And also, he has a huge weakness of he's gotta sweat. And if he doesn't sweat, going up against somebody like in Todoroki, I don't know why he wanted to smoke like that, because he's getting pieced up. Because he's gotta sweat, and he just freezes him. Oh, no sweat. Now what? We fisticuff? You frozen.
And as he grew older, bathing in that reverence and praise, all the while developing his quirk and step by step tapping into its full potential,
Pause. How does a Bakugou train his quirk?
And tap into his full potential when there can't be a centralized, we're teaching you quirk control type of environment for those kids.
Cannot be. Simply cannot be.
There's 50,000. That's why that teacher needed a day off and just went, hey, you supplementary students, handle this just for one day, please, because I got a bunch of 5-year-olds floating.
So it would be helpful to see more of Bakugou's past as he's learning these things. Mm-hmm. Maybe see some of that doubt of, I can't do this. And then he gets frustrated and just sort of flings his arm and he does it. And then he goes, even without trying, I can do this.
Began to believe them, that he was the greatest, that there was no one more amazing than him.
Pause.
That's his own mentality.
Physically cannot believe that.
If you're a 4-year-old and just going, there's nobody better than me ever, like, I am the great, I'm amazing. It's not that it's that I'm so great. It's not everybody else's. It's just that I'm so great.
So we just have to assume that he thinks that he's the greatest in his sector. And if he thinks that he's the greatest in his sector, he knows that he's not the greatest. He's just the greatest at this level.
That's only from what he knows.
You're at regionals, and then there's nationals and all this other stuff. And he's going, I'm the best. Well, you're the best here. You're the best in this class. You can't have that big of a head.
You're killing everybody at the locals, but you can't make top 16 at a regional.
It's crazy. And we don't get enough of it. We don't get that 8-9-year-old Bakugou.
No.
We don't get him training. We don't get him maybe seeing somebody else and just going, wait a second.
That seems like a powerful quirk.
Yeah.
I wonder what would happen if we faced off against each other.
And then him seeing something like Momo, where she has to research, and then he just goes, oh, she can't use her quirk all the time like I can. Mm-hmm. She has to work at it like that, when I can just boom, boom. So while she's trying to make a little Matryoshka doll, I can just boom her up. I would like to see more of that. That would be more believable. But I just cannot believe that he believes
can't accept it.
I can't accept that he thinks that he's the best with little pew-pew explosions.
For roughly 10 years.
For roughly 10 years, when there's a girl that could turn giant almost instantly.
And that he would, with basically no real competition, be able to surpass and follow up on the legacy of the current #1 superhero in the world.
Pause. Even looking at Endeavor, the #2. What do you have on Endeavor?
What can you do to take down an Endeavor right now, 12-year-old Bakugou?
Endeavor is you, but better. He produces heat.
Yeah, but it caused me to sweat, and that would help me.
He can explode with the fire as well. He's just a better Bakugo. So you guys also look at essentially somebody in your league of abilities and just go, I'm better than them as well, or I will be better than them somehow, some way, someday.
Invincible All Might. The consequences of this upbringing should have been obvious from the start. A child that is constantly built up and
Constantly is not correct, because we do not see a constant build. We see a moment of praise and a bunch of kids going, "You're so cool, Bakugo," which kids are wont to do.
Yes, we don't see some 25-year-old just going, yo, look at that kid. Some outside of the realm 25-year-old.
Complemented, not for its actions, but simply for its innate abilities and attributes, will naturally develop a certain sense of innate superiority, since it
No, it's not natural, because some kids do not do that.
Yes, some kids crumble under that pressure, under those expectations.
It's the fear. It's not superiority. It's the fear of living up to expectations. Which is essentially the Superman story of trying to live up to everybody's expectations.
This is not...
He doesn't feel himself superior to anybody. He's just like, I'm trying to be what y'all need me to be.
Y'all, you guys are expecting this thing, and now I have to be this thing. Not, yeah, of course I'm gonna be that thing.
cannot attribute the praise to anything else. This reached a concerning extreme level once he began connecting the dots and came to the conclusion that a hero's worth, or a person's worth in general, was strictly tied to their ambition and, more importantly, to their ability to win and achieve that ambition.
That's his fault.
Yes. And we didn't see this.
Nope. You're connecting the dots based on what you believe you are getting from reading Bakugo and his mindset of these things. You're connecting the dots. Well, naturally, it would go over into this type of thing. But there's no true context clues of a hero's worth is their strength. Because you look at like Best Genius at number 5. Do I believe he's stronger than Mirako? Absolutely not.
I think Wash was number 10 or something. And Wash stinks. Wash is a support hero. Hang on, let me see the top 10 heroes.
Hawks was what, number 2, number 3?
Number 3 with All Might, number 2 with Endeavor. Dragon Hero, number 10. She should be a lot higher. We never saw the equipped hero fight, so whatever. Wash is number 8, and Wash stinks. Kamui Woods is number 7, and Kamui Woods AD Crust died like a punk, and he's number 6. Miracle. Edge Shot.
You're telling me that Edge Shot is stronger than Mirako? All you gotta do is look at the rankings and go, oh, this can't be about strength. There's gotta be something more here.
Which there is, especially since Crust is called the shield hero. And shields are more defense.
So he, of course,
What's up?
What are you guys talking about?
My hero.
Oh.
Yeah. There's nothing going on here.
What is it about?
It was a video we did a while ago, but it got fucked up, so we're just doing it again.
Oh.
Under extreme duress.
Nah, not under duress. I picked it.
Extreme.
I picked it.
What was the video about?
Katsuki Bakugo. Crushed by expectations. Exactly.
I can't imagine what. God, is he dead? No, I hope. God.
You know he's not dead. Yeah, he was the only person that was able to hit All for One. And because of that, he has that super secret knowledge, and we need that for victory.
I will become this boy's heart. Well, actually, that's not exactly what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do is create more fibers in his heart. But you said you were gonna become his heart. What happened? Pieces Oh, he ran that back so fast.
Had to.
Because it was stupid.
He had to. He knew that was goofy.
But everybody, y'all can die. Y'all good over there.
Yeah.
We're all this. We're Miracle and the Miracle.
If there are no children that die here, I just have to assume the Hero Society has some heroes.
Man.
Because there's no reason on the battlefield Asui should survive. I'm sorry, there's no reason.
I don't see how an invisible girl isn't catching a stray rock to the head or something.
I don't understand. I'm
just
sorry.
a laser through the chest, and she just flops. It's like somebody dropped a pair of gloves.
Ayama's here. He can do no. He belly laser. Yeah, no, dude, we went through this. There's 20 kids in that class, and we named like 8.
Hey, leave with Black Bull. I know.
Yeah, the Black Bulls is killing it.
The Black Bull. When the
we can't divert into the Black Bulls. I would like to finish this video.
Yeah, he wants to get done with this.
I am a salt monster about this.
Why?
Hate and bully Deku, since he's the embodiment of Bakugo's idea of a person with no worth, since he literally has no power.
Pause. Then why even bother with them if they're so worthless? Mm-hmm. I don't understand that. I'm not taking in 5,000 pennies up to the grocery store. I don't see worth in pennies, so I essentially just throw them out. I don't give a
If you carried money like that.
If I carried money like that. Please don't rob me. But yeah, I don't understand how, wow, this person is worthless. Let me make them feel more worthless. Let me do my part in belittling them. I don't see
Make sure they hurt themselves.
I don't see how that connection was made. For me, I'd be like, well, just leave them alone and let them stew in their worthlessness. I'm not gonna sully my greatness by even speaking to them.
It'd be like if you were the basketball star and you constantly challenge somebody that you know can't play basketball to a basketball game. Like, why would I waste my time showcasing how worthless you are in the field that I believe I'm the best at? Yo, pick up the rock. Like, I don't.
Oh, they're going up to a kindergarten like, yeah, here come, let's do a draw-off. And you beating kindergarten like, yeah, you piece of like,
worthless.
What are you doing here? You've got what you need. Leave this person alone.
It's so. Has Bakugou ever apologized to Deku?
Oh yeah. Don't you remember the big spread? After Edgy Deku, where you do, I'm so sorry.
I forgot.
Other people got maybe a panel. He got 8-9 pages
of
like
conversation.
They gotta make some sort of connections between Mineta and Deku. They're just like, here it is. I guess they talked that one time. And
does he like Deku? Huh? Raise eyebrow. No follow up.
And in a lesser story, this is where his character synopsis would most likely end.
Pause. What lesser story? What examples do you have?
If that's the character you're trying to cultivate, then yes, that will be the end of their story. When you're looking at something like Back to the Future, you're looking at Biff, who's just a bully piece of and yes, that is the end of his character, because he's just a bully piece of There is no more to be gained. But if they wanted to redeem Biff, there can be a story there that will change that. It's about what the writer wants. So it's not about the lesser story. It's about the character you're trying to create.
It's not just an archetype where you just go, and now it has ended. That's it. No more, no further. We out of here. No. You can do whatever you want with whatever story you want, with whatever character you want. It's not just, this is just the end now because this is the character. As we've seen countless times in history. Name 0.
Bakugou is a bully. Deku learns to stand up to him, eventually defeats him in one-on-one. The end. And there would still be no trace of that one moment that explains Bakugou's popularity. But of course, this is My Hero Academia and Kohei
What was
Horikoshi.
that? We're not
I was
the hard cut of the music.
No,
She would-
you didn't see that frame?
No, I didn't see a frame.
But of Bakugou's popularity. But of course.
Oh, yeah, no. I see what happened. Whenever he laid down the track on the timeline, he did the frame before for everything else, but the consequences and one of the images.
Of course, this is My Hero Academia and Kohei Horikoshi we are dealing with.
Boy, you acting like this month is some sort of master genius. Oh, he ran that back. Oh, man.
How you feeling today, Oceaniz?
Oh, man.
How you feeling today, my guy?
Pointing at the outfield just like, oh, he's a swinging. Nah,
Strike two. It's the bottom of the ninth, Horo. You're the ace.
So as always, there is more than initially meets the eye.
What?
As always. What are you referring to? Are
How
you
many
referring
stories-
to the dumb animal guy that's just a dumb animal guy?
The pervert who's just a pervert, essentially.
Oh, there's always more to meets the eye.
Ojiro. There's more than meets the eye than Ojiro. See, here's the thing. You're acting like My Hero is different from a lot of stories who only have surface level things going on. I would like someone to tell me 3 stories that are nothing but surface level. There is nothing more than what is presented to you right now. To this character, to the plot, to the overall world. What you see right now is what you're gonna get for the rest of it.
Let's go deeper. The difference between every angry anime boy ever and this blonde ball of boom is that while writing Bakugou, Horikoshi absolutely considered the double-edged nature of compliments.
Do you have an interview that said that that's what they did? Or are you just saying that because it's your belief in how he crafted the story? Because if you say absolutely, that means there is no refuting it. It is a fact. But it sounds like it's just your interpretation of the things that happen. But maybe I'm wrong.
When someone comes up to you,
Nope. You're just gonna start talking about it in our society like this is what he was thinking of.
All the time, at all times, all things in all situations, it's all the same. If somebody comes up to you and you like this and then this and then, you're supposed to act like this because that's what it's just supposed to be for everybody at all times.
and tells you, hey, you're really great. There are not 1, but 2 messages you receive from that statement. There is the obvious compliment of, hey, you are great, of course, and that is what a healthy mind will mostly concentrate on. But there is a second aspect that you can hear out of it, one that is a perfect latch-on point for many anxieties. Every time someone says you are great, they are, in a way, also saying, with how great you are, it would be really bad if you fucked up. Praise and expectation.
I disagree. I mean, I think we had a huge discussion about this the first time.
I can see it.
That's what happened. I remember that part. Don't remember the video, but I remember that part where we had the discussion about, and we were, I don't remember how we ended up on it. Of course you could see where the
Somebody's
viewpoint
mindset
is
like that.
but there are so many ways to take a compliment. Hey, do they just want something from me? That type. There's more than just the surface level and the opposite of what they said in my mind.
Actions always create pressure.
No, they don't.
Nope. It's just I don't necessarily agree with that. It's whatever you put on yourself.
If Vegas expects the Buffalo Bills to win the Super Bowl at the start of the season. Do the Buffalo Bills have pressure to win the Super Bowl? Or do they just want to win their next game and win the Super Bowl eventually? Like, I don't understand this mindset of just because there are expectations on you, or just because you expect things of yourself, you are pressuring yourself to reach the level that other people believe you should be at.
And even if you are, keep that internal. You're externally belittling everyone. And again, we talked about this. It's not bringing yourself up, it's bringing other people down.
Mm-hmm. Making sure that they can never reach your level because you keep them below you, as opposed to elevating yourself into some stratosphere that they can't reach.
So even if we do accept this whole expectations create pressure,
Always create pressure.
is what you do after that point is what we're talking about here. And Bakugou chose to belittle everyone he comes in contact with for some reason.
Pressure to excel, to achieve, to win. And that is where Bakugou begins to stumble. You see, his bullying of Deku is as much a defense mechanism as
I don't care. I do not care.
And where's the evidence that it's a defense mechanism?
It's his own interpretation. He's hurting him so he doesn't hurt. No, I don't care if a bad person is doing something for a mental reason, for something in their mind. It's just like, I gotta do this. No. Don't do this thing. You're actively choosing to do this thing, Bakugou. You're arrogant, you're egotistical. These are all traits not of somebody who is like mentally ill or mentally damaged or anything. You're choosing to do these things. You don't need to do this thing right here. I don't like this. I don't like this excuse of he's got so much pressure that he's doing this and he's lashing out. No.
So
and don't.
Are we gonna accept every bully that ever lashes out at a kid? Because they have pressures from what's going on at home. They have pressures from their teachers to stop and up. All these other things. So we just accept the kid getting bullied. We just accept the bully.
The football star pushing down the nerds in high school. Well, they're on track to go to college and all this stuff. So
they've got pressure. So I guess it's okay because it's a defense mechanism.
I don't care.
You're doing a bad thing.
You're willingly, actively choosing to do a bad thing. And if you don't know that it's a bad thing, that's even worse. So we've got you're choosing to do a bad thing, and that's horrible. Or you don't know that you're doing a bad thing. And in what case would you not know that you're doing a bad thing by tormenting a child who is essentially disabled?
Of his life philosophy. Because as lacking as Deku is in power, he is overflowing with ambition. No matter the obstacle, he is always looking forward and trying to grow.
Pause.
So Bakugou
and Bakugou chooses to see that and not
snuff it out
and not follow it, not learn or grow from it, not go, why is he like that? He just goes, no, you can't just do let's just not do that. Let's just end this right here. You're at your place and you're always going to be at that place and you're never going to grow. You're never going to be above that. And we're just going to move on.
Has to keep pushing him down, has to keep dragging him through the mud.
No, he doesn't have to do that. It's an active choice that he's making for some reason. He can't let somebody have a brief glimmer of happiness, of maybe I'll do this one day. Maybe my quirk will come out. Maybe I will go to UA. He cannot allow somebody to have that hope for some reason. He's on top of the world and he's not letting somebody way over there just go, man, it sure is sunny today. No, he's pissing on them and just going, where's your sun now?
You want some yellow?
Because as long as Deku, the no power loser, remains at the bottom, Bakugou's belief that his strength will always carry him to victory, while Deku's innate powerlessness will always leave him in the dirt.
Deku being weak does not make Bakugou stronger.
Yeah, I don't understand this viewpoint. I really don't understand this point. If let's just say the best boxer in the world, they aren't any better because the worst boxer in the world is as bad as they are, is as worthless as they are. You are not you're the hierarchy, you're not any further above.
I guess if you're talking about a pure numbers perspective, because if there's 4 boxers and you're number 1, you're in the top 20%, 25%. But if there's 100 boxers, you're in the top 1%.
But that doesn't make it so. That's just expanding the numbers.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, just a pure numbers base. You're not. It's a big difference between top 25 and
top
10 and top 1. But Bakugou, that's not Bakugou's mind. Now we gotta expand that to, this is also Bakugou's mindset of a pure numbers game. But also pushing Deku lower, even though he's already number 1,000, that doesn't make Bakugou better.
Survive. Of course, Deku still doesn't give up, continues to try, and even attempts to befriend and help Bakugou, all in the pursuit of the exact same goal, All Might's spot at the top. This, in turn, causes Bakugou to lash out against him even more violently, as he sees this act of ambition and friendliness as Deku trying to escape his predetermined place in the hierarchy.
Based on what?
Based on his interpretation, based upon whatever. If this is his mindset, we need to figure out why he has that mindset, why he cannot allow others to grow, why does he not accept a challenge, why does he not just go, I'll just be better than you, whatever, shut up.
I don't care how strong you get, Deku, I'm always gonna be better than you.
He had that boo-hoo after the big after that first test where Deku beat him. But he's crying and all that stuff because he was beaten. So we just have to assume he's never been bested up until this point. And it's hard to believe that because when he was...
He's never had a criticism because he's like, I even agreed with blah, blah, blah said. So he's never had a criticism of what he's done. Like... I just hate
this struggle of his remains rather subconscious throughout his childhood and middle school years. His worldview rarely gets challenged, since he is the strongest, smartest, and overall best kid at school.
I can't believe that he's the strongest, smartest, and overall best. I can't believe that. It's very difficult to not see him walking down the street and just see some with explosion laser eyes and him just going, I'm better than him. No. I can't imagine if there's some sort of quirk test like they did with the baseball throwing, that somebody couldn't do something better. They couldn't swim faster.
I mean, Bakugou wasn't even number 1 in that.
They can't swim faster. They can't run faster. I can't imagine that he's number 1 in everything. And if he's not number 1 in everything, that shows his mindset of, I'm not number 1 in this field. Yes, I'm number 1 in science, but I'm not number 1 in math. So I can't be number 1 all the time. And then that comes into his mind. But no, for this to go through, he has to be the best at all times throughout all of his life. He can never have been challenged. He can never have the doubt of Endeavor is a really good hero. And we, with my little pew pew explosions as a junior high school student, I'm better than him. Hey, that dude can make in 100 feathers that he can control with his mind and do whatever. They're razor sharp. They can come back to him. He can fly and all that stuff. I'm better than him with my explosions. I just don't accept it. And that's the biggest thing. For it to be so contrived like this, it's the Naruto thing. This has to happen like this.
There has to be so many points that are ignored by the story, by the characters in the story.
In order for us to get here, all the students have to just accept the fact that Bakugo's the best and never challenge him. All the teachers, all the parents, all the adults have to never see him threatening Deku or anything. All throughout his life, he can never be told, hey, don't do that, for him to have this attitude. And no, I don't accept that he's never been challenged.
Deku is the weakest. But then, multiple smaller incidents cause this worldview of his to crumble rapidly. Bakugo gets caught by a villain and has to be saved, first by Deku, then by All Might. He enters high school and finds himself outclassed both physically and intellectually by no less than 2 people.
Again.
That's
never before
always
happened.
number 1 on the tests in the rankings. Always.
That's never, and for some reason, I guess there's just not an advanced placement. So he's just in there with the other riffraff with the big hand people and his eyeball people. You see how hard this is to believe. From kindergarten
I mean, there's never been anybody coming from his school that went to UA. How is that possible?
How was he not in on a recommendation like Momo if he's number 1 throughout his entire life?
Yeah, what was it about Momo's recommendation? Like, is it that her family donated a lot of money so she can get in through that? Because it's not like we see her parents being top heroes like Endeavor. So Todoroki can get in because Endeavor is the number 2 hero. So his son clearly. So I don't know what the recommendation allows for. Or even who gives out the recommendation. Because is it Endeavor or is it just enough like pro heroes saw them do something during like scouts. Mm-hmm. Like UA scouts.
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
Yeah, of course, the Momo's recommendation.
Yeah,
or how about this ad though?
Yeah, hey, you want something? I don't even realize what the ads are for most of the time.
There was one I saw recently for. It was for Apple, and it was like people shedding their skin and shedding their clothes and stuff. And I went, "What is this? Like a Gap commercial? No, Apple.
What are we doing here?" Yeah, you should be like, you're barking up the wrong tree, Apple. that shit. I swear, for sweet baby Jesus, I can't even X out of this. It's the worst. I want to just donate to him if I could just not get ads. She got in through official recommendations. I don't know what that means. You can just play the video. I'm going to look for it because it's in chapter 11.
Sure.
As the final and greatest challenge to his philosophy, Deku not only enters the same prestigious hero high school as him,
I wanted to be the only one from this podunk school to go to that really good school. What does that grant you? Do you expect them to put your picture up in the hallway?
Are you ever gonna revisit
come back
that
and
fool?
brag?
Yeah. Oh, that was Bakugo. He went here once. He's the only person to ever. Because what happens if next year somebody else gets in through that school? Now you're just the first.
You're just another one of them motherfuckers.
Also suddenly develops a quirk, one that is powerful enough that it will, in time, give him the ability to compete, which, combined with his unending ambition, turns him into a serious threat to...
So now, it wasn't good enough to put Deku down. Now that he might be on your level, you can't just go, hey Deku, you've joined the ranks of people that have worth. No, now I'm just even more mad at you and still want to hurt you.
Ridiculous. It's baffling that that's the mindset.
Bakugo. He also now has to deal with a very concerning thought. That Deku had been quietly enduring the abuse for years while hiding his quirk, knowing that he could beat Bakugo at any time. Suddenly, he begins to question himself. Had he been the weakling all along? This thought, of course, is crushed once Deku spills the beans on how his power is something he got from someone recently. And while that alleviates that specific worry, it doesn't do much to restore Bakugou's broken perception of himself, since shortly prior...
If so, the he's not the smartest anymore.
Nope.
Him
Not the strongest.
not the strongest, not the only person to get into that school. If that is that really enough to break his perception of his self-worth?
That's kind of pathetic.
It's to just go, I'm not number one, then what am I?
to this revelation,
Can't
Bakugou
stand
had
this.
lost to Deku for the very first time. Granted, it was a loss due to technicality and rules, since Bakugou still defeated Deku physically, but the difficulty and eventual technical defeat in this test confirmed Bakugou's greatest fears.
Pause. Then he should realize, hey, if I want to get what I want, it's not just about strength, because I beat him, but I lost. Because he was willing to do something to take the win. So it's not all about strength. But no, he just goes, I'll be number one, I'll beat you next time. It's like, oh, you just didn't learn. You just didn't see what was the thing.
A weakling like Deku can catch up, which in turn means that Bakugou could also lose and sink to the bottom. As these fears eat on Bakugou for many events in the series going forward, we slowly inch closer to the moment I mentioned. He wins the sports festival only because his opponent is holding back, something he did not do with Deku. He ends up spending his internship doing menial.
I understand the mindset of I don't want to win
This way.
That's absolutely fine.
Especially since you've already seen him at his best. I want your best too.
But I don't understand why he didn't just go, if you don't want to fight, then I don't want to win. We both lose, we both draw, whatever.
And this is another thing I really
Could have hopped
don't...
out the ring.
I really don't like about that. Because it's another one of those things that just has to happen for this moment to happen of Bakugou being mad about the way he won. Because the internship happens, they start fighting Stain, and it's just like, well, no, I got over it. What happened in those 2.5 weeks?
And I don't understand Todoroki's mindset as well. If he could just... He's been shown to just sort of twist his foot and a big block of ice will just freeze a mother... I think he did that with Tape Dude. I don't understand why he just didn't do that. Just go, oh, you want this? Bam. That would have gotten it over faster.
No, his mentality was still... Him was still struggling with everything going on in his mind, so he wasn't thinking straight.
No, but if that's the case,
I'm
wouldn't you want to get it out the way and just do the thing instead of just putting it off and having somebody yell at you while you're already feeling like, wouldn't you want to just like, well, just get out of my face, boom, whatever, bam.
While Deku is out there getting authentic combat experience and evolving his quirk, even going as far as to copy Bakugou's movement.
Pause. Bakugou didn't know that.
Nope.
Deku was chosen very, very last, and for all intents and purposes by a crazy old man, and this dude is, and you're going into the number 3. Even though you're not getting practical experience, you're still getting something. You're not getting what you want, but you don't know what Deku's getting. So it's not like, oh man, Deku's out there getting better and stronger and faster and stuff, and I'm sitting here. You don't know. And if you are, and why are you thinking about Deku in this situation? Worry about yourself. Again, you worried about this mother getting stronger. Worry about yourself.
And then, at the end of the term, he manages to pass the midterm exam only by partially accepting Deku's new power and then having to be saved by him.
Pause. And again, we also now have to accept that he's never asked for help. He's never accepted help. He's never gone out of his way to seek the guidance of somebody who he perceives to be weaker, which is everyone. Again, all of this stuff we have to just assume he's never
correct.
struggled in math or science or needed help with anything. He's never raised his hand and gotten a question wrong and been embarrassed in front of the class. None of this stuff.
Him the greatest.
I can't with
and
this.
you will. I can. And I will.
This all, of course, creates a great miasma of insecurities within young Bakugo.
Inuyasha?
He feels like his position in the world is at risk and loses his grasp of his self-worth
Pause. What position in the world? What is his position in the world?
the number
What's
one.
his perceived position in the world?
He's clearly not the best hero.
No,
Because
this is factual.
And he's already said he will be better than the best hero, which means he currently does not believe himself to be the best hero. So where does he see himself in the hierarchy of heroes?
What is his perception of his place in the world?
perception. And then, as summer arrives, he is torn down completely. As he is kidnapped at the hands of Shigaraki and the Vanguard Action Squad, he, once again, finds himself in a situation where he's in need of rescuing. A situation, mind you, in which
Pause.
Deku...
I hate the fact that he just simply not accept help. If you get jumped, there's nothing that you can do about that situation. You could be better, you could be stronger, you could be faster. In which case, once he got out of the restraints and stuff, he was handling Toga and compressing all them stuff. But you got jumped and you got dragged away. There's nothing that can be done here. Shut the up. Oh no, don't help me.
Deku.
Ugh.
not really found himself in so far. Towards the end of this arc, two very crucial things happen. Firstly, Bakugo, now aware of both the presence of a man who can pass and reallocate quirks and All Might's decreasing power, figures out how Deku's quirk came to be, that it was passed on to him by All Might. And second, All Might uses up the last bits of set power to defeat the boss of the villains in a fight that is a result of the rescue operation, being essentially forced by circumstance to retire. As Bakugo tries to process these events, his mind becomes occupied and clouded, which then, in a final act of humiliation, costs him his provisional license exam, while almost all of his classmates, including Deku, pass and get their license.
Pause. Again, this is all on him. Instead of just chilling out, instead of just going, I f***ed up, but I will be better, he lashes out, he screws up.
He does what him want to do.
And then it's a cycle of, oh man, now I'm at the bottom again, and it perpetuates the whole, I'm not the best. And then he gets more in and of himself, and just like I'm depressed and sad and all this stuff. And the cycle just continues and continues, and he's not addressing it.
You can't. Why would you address it? My worldview.
This excusing of this crap. This trying to explain this crap.
No.
This looking this
Bakugo is a
deep
piece
into
of
this.
He's a piece of baby boy that has never been told no. And now all of a sudden he's getting all this bullshit. And stop with this. Oh, he secretly wants to keep Deku down so he can keep his worldview safe. No, he is just a piece of bully who wouldn't hold out his hand if Deku held it out. Which is why Deku went, you do this, Kirishima, because he will not reach for me.
He will not save himself. He will not give himself a chance at life to spite me.
As the final nail in the coffin causes Bakugo to seek out Deku and drag him out to Ground Beta, where he intends to vent his feelings and finally settle things with a fight.
And see, he has to just, I need to prove that I'm better than you. I don't understand.
Why didn't he call out Todoroki? Like, you now. It's clear you've gotten over whatever mental issues. We need to settle what happened during that tournament. No, it's Deku again.
We are approaching it. The moment I was speaking of. It's important to quickly remember that up to this point, many of the more psychological aspects of Bakugou that I have mentioned here have been very understated and barely noticeable throughout the story.
Pause, no, it's not understated. He's
literally
crying and
screamed
just going,
at
I'll be
Deku.
number one.
He literally screamed.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so many times where we see a panel of his fists clenched, or he's like, I was at that useless internship while Deku surpassed me again, damn it.
Here's him hyperventilating and going lost to Deku. Well, this is real understated. This is subtle as... Oh man, genius writing.
Who could possibly see unless they were looking with the finest of tooth of combs?
Considering he's our deuteragonist, we get surprisingly little insight into who he is up to this point, besides his angry, over-the-top demeanor.
Up until this point, no, we got quite a lot.
Yes.
We've got him, the reason why he's so pig-headed like this. We got his backstory with Deku. We've got his need to be strong. We've got him in denouncing the I don't want to win this way. We've gotten quite a lot. We haven't gotten enough
That
though.
he's a smart boy.
That he's a smart boy, prideful. We've gotten quite a lot, but we have not gotten enough to say that, yeah, I understand how we got here. It's not just, we didn't just get the anger stuff. We see the insecurities. He's crying going, yeah, I'll win next time. No, it's not just the angry stuff.
It would still be possible to just see him as an angry, uncooperative, but at least powerful bully.
Pause. We can't see him as an uncooperative bully because he in the horse race went, I need people. He knew that
he's uncooperative to Deku.
yes.
Everybody else, that's why Kirishima was able to grab him when Deku wouldn't have been able to. Ida probably would have been able to. Anybody would have been able to except Deku.
In a single moment, Horikoshi lifts the curtain and lets us see the real tragedy.
My goodness, shut up.
Real tragedy. Not that faux tragedy that we were seeing before. Here's the real, y'all.
Yeah, it
The
is
real tragedy of Katsuki Bakugo.
Don't you dare worry about me!
Yeah, I'm not trying to get hit with this copyright shit.
Don't worry about me.
All right, I'll read it out.
Don't
worry about.
I'm saying, don't worry about me. And why would he say something like that?
Because he sees himself as weak now.
I don't.
Just like it back in the day when Deku was worried about him.
I don't
He's
need
held
some
on to
weak
this-
person worrying about me. But you see that he's not weak. So if you perceive him to be strong, and he's let's say at least kind of on your level, you're going, I'm being helped by somebody on my level. You can't see Deku as a weak person. You actively cannot. What was the rest of that?
Sure.
Attack me, why won't you fight back? He doesn't want to. He's got the fist of All Might. He could murder you, explosion cuck.
I think you say me King God explosion cuck. We need it in a 2-page spread. Dynamite. Ugh. What did I end up chasing after? Oh my God! Someone got ahead of me. I'm so sad that someone else might be good. Someone that used to be behind me is in front of me, and now me, the sad man.
And this is what it is. They're running a race, and Bakugo is constantly turning around and looking behind him and throwing barrels and stuff. He's not worrying about his own. He's trying to hinder Deku. And then Deku just advances in front of him because he's taking proper hydration and he's taking breaks and stuff. And then he's
Pacing
in front
himself.
of you, and you're like, well, how did that happen? You wasn't worried about, you wasn't staying in your lane, homie. You worried about other people.
Why did a small fry like you get strong and become the #1 hero sidekick, his favorite?
This jealousy.
Why did a small fry like you get strong?
Why are you strong? Cause I worked at it? Cause I showed my merit in order to get acceptance by the #1 hero? I showed my kindness. It wasn't just about strength. This is pretty self-explanatory here. But he just sees it as, well, he's strong and you're strong. Am I strong? You got so much better. Okay, yes, he did get better.
But All Might even said
He
it.
the best thing. You improving from a 6 to a 7 ain't nothing, but him going from a 1 to a 4 is a whole lot. Yes, you did destroy All Might by being stupid.
To be fair, All Might was already on the cusp of
absolutely.
being destroyed.
But he could have had another couple months.
But then,
But more good came from
Yeah.
getting All for One locked up for a little while.
that's what I was about to say, because let's just say he's going on for a couple months. In a couple months, there's no one to stop All for One now. At least now he gets some version of a lockup.
Weaker and weaker and able to utilize less of that power.
As a player, if I had been strong,
Oh, I'm still going.
It's not about strength. You got jumped. If you hadn't have been kidnapped by the villains. Okay, yes, it's not about you having been kidnapped by the villains. It's about you not accepting the help that was offered to you. Again, I don't understand the mindset of somebody kidnapped me and I'm at fault for being kidnapped.
All Might knows is my fault.
I'm in mind reading.
Everyone hates me. I know it. I can tell everybody hates me.
That's your own internal. Oh, he hates me and I know he hates me. No. How about no, he doesn't? How about that's your assumptions. You can't put that on somebody else that they hate you when you don't know that to be true.
Everyone has to know. So what am I supposed to do?
Brilliant.
Well, put the whole oh, Jesus!
Above all else.
Okay.
no!
This moment is one thing above all else. Brilliant. In just a few short sentences, Bakugo opens up his entire character and struggle. Both
Oh, I'm sorry. He just screams out his character and his
Here's
sadness
all
and
my
his
flaws
motivation.
and character traits. Here's the back of my card that shows my stats. Arrogant. Pig-headed.
Destroyed All Might. Brilliant.
Brilliant. Man yelling his own issues. Great. That's what I wanted. What about all the... Oh, it was so subtle.
No,
Now,
we're done with
we're
subtlety.
praising subtlety, and we also praise the in-your-face, here it is. Why is it always just both?
character and struggle, both explicitly saying what he feels and implicitly revealing a completely different emotionality to what was expected of him.
You expected with your bullshit. And he put expected in words real quick.
Oh, no, he didn't.
He completely reverses his own self-image, now seeing himself as a weakling who brought down his idol, whereas Deku was now the prop.
How can he perceive himself to be weak?
Because he got captured by the villain.
He he has maybe 4 people stronger than him
In
and
the class.
16 people weaker than him. But now all of a sudden he perceives himself to be weak because he was jumped by a literal league of villains and kidnapped.
Yeah,
He's
but All
weak
Might
because
wouldn't
of
have
these
gotten
things.
jumped. Deku sitting up there with broken arms, getting carried. It's just like, oh, well, I guess Deku wasn't strong enough to handle this. No, that's not the mentality. I was weak.
The mentality is now all of a sudden I'm weak because
At best,
this-
you could say this is misplaced guilt.
Yes, I would accept that. But again, we don't see enough of that to his internal mindset to see this misplaced guilt stuff. It's just, I'm the best. No, I'm not. I'm not the best. And if I'm not the best, what am I?
Chosen by All Might and capable of achieving great things. In short, Bakugo had disappointed all expectations he and his environment had placed on himself. And
No, that he placed on himself because he was a baby boy in Tank's body. Cause he couldn't stop and think for a second. Oh wait, I clearly understand I'm not the best. There's clearly a stronger person here than me, or at least on the level of me. Maybe I should think about things a little hard. No, Deku's over there, punch. No, Deku's getting stronger. Get mad. Deku. So little about what he's about. So little about what he wants. Only what he doesn't want Deku to have.
The internal moments outside of the Deku stuff. Him getting mad at Todoroki was because he wasn't fighting him like he fought Deku. It's just this. It revolves around Deku.
here we have it again. Expectations. Deku and All Might are both shocked at this outburst because
Pause.
they did not.
And Bakugo also doesn't see that. Wouldn't Deku have infinitely more expectations?
Of course.
Because he's directly the number one hero. Is not only teaching him,
Sidekick Bush.
he's teaching him. He's being taught by the number one's hero teacher. Also by the number one's hero sidekick. He also has the number one hero's power. And the who's been fighting a generation-long war with Deku's power. But no, people said I was good when I was 4 years old. You can't understand how I feel, Deku. Jesus.
not expect it. But here's the thing. They should have. Anyone who has even a fleeting idea of who Bakugo is as a person should have.
Then why did you say you could still see Bakugo as this angry bully that's uncooperative as the audience, even though we know Bakugo?
You can just
How do
have it
both of those
ways.
things work?
You can just have it both ways. You can be brilliant because it's subtle, but you can also be brilliant because it's so in your face.
Have been able to see this coming. Of
Oh my god, this is horrible! Because how many times do people take their lives and it's just like, I had no indication. I wish they would have talked to me. You can't just know what's going on in a person's mind. You can't just know how a person feels. You can only hope that you can understand them enough to where you can see that they're going through some bullshit
And try to help.
and try to help. But if all they're doing is making a mad face and saying, shut up, what are you supposed to do as a teacher to understand that he's being crushed by the expectations he set for himself? If the guy's just smacking you around for 5 years, how are you supposed to
I
know?
wonder why they're hitting me.
Why can't I understand my bully?
course, who Bakugou is as a person should have been able to see this coming.
This is victim blaming! Why are you putting the onus on the people around him instead of the motherfucker?
That's doing it. Y'all should have seen this coming. Huh? Wait, maybe he shouldn't have done it. He did the thing.
Why is this hard to what? Why are you yelling at me?
Of course, someone who is always out to prove his superiority and sole ability.
Superiority. What is a superiority?
Of course, someone who is always out to prove his superiority and sole ability would feel guilt over being too weak, and that weakness indirectly leading to the downfall of his idol.
No, because anybody could just go, that same person can go, I wasn't defeated by the villains. They jumped me.
And then
It wasn't about me being not strong enough. They came up behind me and threw a bag over my head.
And this is a organized group of villains. One of them that can teleport.
A coordinated attack.
That was put forward essentially to steal me, and they succeeded. How was I to know? We don't see enough into his mind to just go, dang, I'm so weak that they shocked me with a cattle prod and I fainted. If only I was strong enough to withstand electricity without my body seizing up.
It's the realistic reaction in this situation. The characters within the show simply did not expect him to do so, since he had, up to this point, not shown such thought and concern. But it's not just Deku and All Might that should have seen it coming and who were clouded by their expectations in Bakugou. Throughout his entire story, there was another party deeply involved in the misunderstanding and over-expecting of Katsuki Bakugo. You.
Oh. It's your fault. It's your fault.
Pulled
You
out a
did
gun
it.
and just shot me through the screen. I am slain. What do you mean?
Us.
Oh.
In short, the audience. When Bakugo reveals the nature of his
Pause.
struggles.
So, when a character says that they're the best, when a character says that they've been the best for their entire life, when a character shows themselves to be unbelievably strong and capable and smart, when we, the audience, go, wow, they are super strong and smart, it's our fault for placing the expectations of what we're shown upon this character. You cannot be serious.
But it's a 20-minute video. How could he not be serious?
I'm presenting you with a thing, but you're wrong for in accepting the thing that I'm presenting to you. This dude is so strong. I wonder how strong he's gonna be. I wonder what he's gonna do. Ooh, who's he gonna beat? You're putting too much character. You're putting too much expectation on this character. They're gonna crumble. You showed. I'm not going, ooh, I wonder who tape dude is gonna beat up. Cause that's not him. But this dude is all about strength. So when we go, oh, what's the strong thing? And he doesn't do the strong thing. That's not on us for expecting the strong thing.
Yeah, I don't expect Oshiko Uraka to do some in strong command thing. I expect her to have some utility of, there's a tall building, we need to get up there quickly. Oh, I can float us up there, and Sero can tape us to the building, and we could just swing over there. I expect that type of thing out of them. Utility.
But if Todoroki gets one shot by Mushroom Girl, I'd be like, wait a second, what?
That's not...
Whoa, well, you were expecting too much because of his strength. Because of the strength that you showed us? Don't show us the strength. Don't have the character be naught but about strength and being strong. And then just go, why are you expecting him to be strong?
You shouldn't have done that.
What are you doing?
Now, you could have said that he plays with our expectations by making us expect too much of Bakugou. Instead of, it's our fault that we expected something from Bakugou.
We are as taken aback as Deku is.
I'm not. I hated that scene, you crybaby bitch. Why are you thinking like this? Why are you always on my foot?
Yes.
I can't believe I did because it's my fault. Let me beat up Deku.
For some reason.
But not just because it's a well-composed and written scene, but because we go through the exact same thought process as Deku.
This royal wee bush.
No, we did. Don't you remember where you're just like, wait, no, and then...
No. Wait, no.
I don't remember that scene. It left such a little impact on me.
Hey, I can tell you a lot about Gentle, though.
Oh boy, he's the best.
How could I not have seen this? It all at
Seen what? How could I have not seen it when the author hasn't shown me things that would lead me to believe this thing? Yeah, I wonder. I wonder how I missed this.
Some dude you don't know robs a bank and you're like, how did I not see that coming?
Was that today?
Wait. Oh man, I should have seen that coming. Seen what coming? He's doing nut but this. Oh man.
once
Oh,
seemed
I got
so
the nicest dog in the world. It's so calm and cool. Never did anything. Mauls a kid. You just go, well, I should have seen that coming.
I should have just seen it coming. It's
What indication?
had it since birth. It's not even like it was a stray I picked up that it just triggered something. Oh man, I'm sneezing a lot. Oh, you're now allergic to grass. Well, I should have just seen that coming. No, my body changed. How was I
and predictable.
obvious and predictable? Then why were you shocked? Then why were we shocked when it was completely past what we expected? Royal we, cause not me. I ain't care.
Especially a Deku who's one of the things that he's good at is reading people and noticing things.
And analysis. You always pivot on your left foot, but I don't understand your emotional state.
I don't understand that you're hurting. Person that I've been friends with for 8, 9, 10 years.
Person I've been around to get it straight.
Somehow we completely neglected to think about the possibility of Bakugou going through this struggle. And there's a good reason why. Ever since Bakugou appeared on screen for the first time, we immediately created certain expectations regarding
The expectations were shown to us. That's what this is. A ladies' man
Is this
in...
about subverting?
You know it is. We never left.
We never left. I don't remember any of this video, dude.
But if it's just a ladies' man with all these ladies around him and he's some horn dog, but then he's a gay dude, just like, oh, you didn't expect him to be gay, did you? Like, you didn't show us. Yeah, I expected him to be the horn dog that you showed me.
Why would I
all this
expect it?
time?
Why would you get praised for showing me something and then going, bet you didn't expect that? You shouldn't have just expected the thing because of what I showed you. This is the brilliance? This is brilliant writing? I wasn't shown a thing. Oh, but you should have expected it.
him. He seemed like a stereotypical angry rival with an overpowered ability. And that
Pause.
Do you think Vegeta is the same as Bakugou? Do you think Sasuke is the same as Bakugou? These are all different characters with different levels, with different levels of being a piece of.
It's not just a stereotypical, and then you just show Vegeta and Sasuke and go, "You understand."
Vegeta's expectation was just being Vegeta until the very end, where it's like, I love my family. You're the strongest Kakarot you've always been. I accept this. Oh no, I should have seen this coming from Vegeta.
Yeah, we should have seen Majin Vegeta coming. Based on what? Him being happy with his family and having a kid?
We're going to the park. Oh no, I wanna be strong and kill people again.
I want to return to my roots. Based on what?
Is the precise moment our knowledge of human emotion and internal cause and effect.
I don't know what this point is.
Expectations.
That's what it's about. That's the point. This is horrible. This is horrible.
Expectations.
This is horrible.
Sadly in the corner.
Regarding him. He seemed like a stereotypical angry rival with an overpowered ability. And that is the
I said to go
I understand.
back.
I understand.
And we're gonna have to do it again.
Okay, well, I'm gonna shut up.
no,
I'm just gonna let it go.
Go to your point.
My whole thing is, how is Vegeta and Sasuke stereotypical?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
What makes them a stereotypical thing? And what makes Bakugou not that stereotypical thing when they followed the same path? And at the end, they all did different things.
Regarding him. He seemed like a stereotypical angry rival with an overpowered ability. And that is the precise moment our knowledge of human emotion and internal cause and effect simply stopped applying to Bakugou. Because we have undoubtedly seen characters of this type before, we almost instantaneously stop thinking of them as a person and more as a predictable pattern of narrative tropes.
No, I don't.
Vegeta is a person, dude. Sasuke is a person. Sasuke sucks penis, but he's a person.
If you're doing that, if you're comparing Bakugou to Sasuke and Vegeta, both of them accepted their faults and flaws and the fact that the other person was stronger than them. So how do we not expect that from Bakugou as well? What's the point in this? What did we not expect? Or what were we supposed to expect?
We weren't seeing him as a person with emotion. Because Vegeta is not a person with emotions. Sasuke is not a person with emotion. They're an avatar of tropes that we expect from the rival character of dark, brooding, angry.
They are emotions.
Oh!
They're not just a trope. They're not just a one-note trope that you brought up earlier where you just go, oh, there's a bully, and then Deku overcomes him, and then that's it. That's not what happens with those two.
Oh!
Did he read Naruto and
he loved
Dragon
it. Remember
Ball?
we did the Sasuke retrieval arc.
But was this after?
But he read it.
No, but was this video before that or after it?
Oh, he read it?
Well, there's no accounting for future knowledge.
Isn't there? That's what he expects of us.
Wrongly or correctly. Oh no, this was his 4th video.
Oh Jesus. He may have read Naruto before then. We don't know that. He may have read Dragon. If he hasn't, why is he using those characters?
Because he knows of them.
No, that's not fair.
Nope. Because it's a very easy trope to just point to and just go.
It's false. It's a false narrative. Because his whole thing is I can't remember if it was him or somebody else that was just talking about. I lost the train of thought. Either way, you can't perpetuate a stereotype of a character if you don't know the character.
Yes, you can.
But why would he have expectations of Bakugou if he hasn't read those characters?
Because they're just the tropes.
But he doesn't know the tropes.
Yes, he does. Angry guy.
This is unbelievable bummery.
I give Naruto a lot of shit. Be it on Twitter or YouTube, I am very quick to criticize the direction the series took, and rightly so in my opinion. However, Naruto was my favorite series of all time for the better part of a decade, and I still find a lot of appreciation for its early...
So he did read Naruto before this.
Yes, he did.
So this is just false.
Yes, it is.
And as he stays seemingly relatively unchanged for a large portion of the show,
Sasuke changes a ton.
Yes, he does.
Vegeta changes a ton.
we feel validated in our initial assessment as he continues to act according to our...
Who was happy that, yes, he is the character I expected? Who's so reading media like this?
This path.
This is exactly what I wanted from this type of character, so I can hate him.
our expectations. So, Bakugo's struggle doesn't just revolve around his relationship with and perception of MHA's world, it, in a very meta way, also revolves around our relationship too.
No!
Cannot be
So I just had this whole discussion with Gavin about Cabin in the Woods, and it was a lot of talking about the narrative way that the story unfolds. That is a purposeful narrative way the story unfolds. There are interviews about it. There is director commentary about it. This is your interpretation of Bush as you create a person that has the expectations of Bakugou being a flat trope character. And not an actual person, even after he goes, I'm so sad, Deku, that I lost, and I'm so angry, and I will be better, and I will beat you.
Down the path.
Perception of him. And so, in a fantastic bit of writing, by having Bakugou finally burst out and surprise us, it is almost as if Horikoshi is pointing his finger at us and saying, hey, this is a real person with real emotions. Yet you neglected him and his emotions.
Those emotions before!
Several times.
He did it!
He did the thing.
We saw it! We just didn't get it yelled at. Just pointing to us and just going, here's how I feel. That's horror in writing. Here's how I feel. Here's racism. Here it is. All right, peace out.
We're done with the racism for now.
I don't know how this bastard does this, but then also goes over there to show LaBrava looking at her eyes all sadly, and then Gentle going, look, we're the same now.
We really are a perfect duo.
I don't see how this bastard does like that and then throws this pig man in here and just going, y'all, did y'all know that racism is bad? Maybe we shouldn't raid a hospital. You're right, pig man. Why did I think about this? Pig man!
You just cannot get over this pig.
Dude,
man.
it's the worst!
I need to get get caught up.
He should have just, man! It should have just been nothing. It should have just been a white blob that just says Avatar. It just turned to the camera with photorealistic eyes and pointed for 6 pages straight and just pontificated on racism. Because that's all this bastard can do is point to you and tell a story. Not tell a story within the story. I feel sad because I'm at fault for, no. Show it. Don't just have him yelling it. And then look at us for going, why didn't you see this coming?
And then you point at us.
And then you, the author, points at us after the character pointed at us. And going, you didn't expect this, did you? Why didn't you expect, you not reading my story right. You ain't writing your right.
That's crazy. To tell a successful author you ain't writing it right.
Am I wrong?
No.
This pig man waddles on screen and
wouldn't know
talk to me
anything
about
about-
racism.
I wouldn't know about Pigman, so.
You don't know about pig man. He ain't show damn racism. And then went, it's always been here. Ain't you see it?
Yeah,
Ain't
like-
you draw it?
It's like you said in Ruby, at least we get the no faunus allowed sign, so you can at least see, even on the periphery, some racism. We get nothing.
Nothing. And he's like, well, it's always been there.
Nothing for the animal police of chief of police, and there's this cops just like, just mangy mutt.
Nothing.
Emotions because you prematurely projected your own experience and expectation onto him.
You are truly creating a person that I vehemently believe does not exist. Unless you're internalizing this, I don't believe there was a person out there that just went, oh, him just yelly angry man like Vegeta and Sasuke.
As a fictional character and didn't treat him as real. And this is the result. This is the moment that solidifies Bakugo.
I'm sorry, I don't like Bakugou. He told Deku to kill himself.
I'm sorry. I can't get over that.
Deku did something good in school and he went, oh, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. Sorry. He hasn't done enough to win me over for them days. It has nothing to do with my expectations of him. It has to do with him being a person. Now, if he was a villain, I might like him. Because I expect that out of a villain. But for a guy that wants to be a hero, the number one hero, to be I don't know what he feels like he wants to be as a person. Just a strong fight man. But as somebody like that, I can't get over, like, imagine Yuno just telling Asta to kill himself. Like, imagine Sasuke just going, Naruto, go kill yourself.
Imagine somebody threatening you in real life. Because he's holding his explosion hand on Deku's shoulder and going, kill yourself. How would you feel just unironically, not internet 4chan kill yourself, but unironic, no, I have been a piece to your entire life, jump off a building. How would you feel about that? What expectations would you put on that?
And then imagine some person next to you. Just imagine like a teacher giving a speech like he's been crushed by expectations and we should expect it less of him so he wouldn't feel so sad internally about what he's been doing to you.
To you.
As a fan favorite. And it
Bakugou is a favorite character Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah, I do not know what the people that like him see.
I don't know what the people that like him, I don't know what
redemption stuff.
Deku sees in him.
It's big redemption energy. It's big character development. And that's what a lot of people see good writing as. Character changing and development and moving. And he has such a clear development.
But he was a terrible person.
They don't see that.
And now he's just a not good person.
But that's upward motion as opposed to somebody like Kirishima, who's just there. Kaminari, who's just there.
But they
Tank guy who's not even there.
Kirishima has at least gotten development.
But it's not
Character change, so it's not
change.
actual development.
No. But that's what they want. That's what they see. And you know this to be true.
Oh God, I hate the way people analyze media.
by being the exact point, the exact moment where Bakugou, the two-dimensional fictional character,
He was not two-dimensional!
Chapter 11, he's crying.
What are we talking about here?
What two-dimensional?
Do you think Vegeta and Sasuke are two-dimensional characters? Who is a two-dimensional character because anything that speaks to your motivation, what you're feeling, anything can make you feel more three-dimensional. Who is thinking of Bakugou as just a two-dimensional character? That's unbelievable. You know who's a two-dimensional character? Sugar Rush. You tell me what he wants. You tell me his past, what he likes, what he dislikes besides cake and sweets.
I can't even say that he likes that. It's his power.
Anything that's not on a character info card of your height, weight, likes, and dislikes. Tell me about him. There's your two-dimensional character. Not Katsuki Bakugo.
Chapter 1. We see him being all this, hey, I'm high and mighty. I'm going to be the only person.
Kill yourself.
Kill yourself also. But when he's stuck in the goo monster, he's going, can't breathe, body growing weak. I'm going to die. Am I dying? Somebody, I'm dying. Why me? And then it closes up in his eye and he's crying. That is not two-dimensional. That is also not Bakugou. That is Deku.
That was crying. Yes. Yeah. I was about to say,
Oh, no.
Of course Bakugou wasn't crying. He had the sad eyes, though.
How did that happen?
Yeah, I don't know what you were thinking about. But he had the
Oh,
sad
no,
eyes.
this site sucks. Yeah, it's just skipping pages.
Yeah, no. He had the sad eyes.
All right. Cut that part out. You're not embarrassing me. Keep it in.
Oh, yeah, of course. All we're about is embarrassment on this.
But that doesn't change the fact that Bakugou has gotten all that stuff. And we saw it. And it's fine.
Katsuki, a confused and hurt high schooler, a three-dimensional, authentic person. This impact is only further amplified by some key phrases. For example, All Might, after Bakugou and Deku's fight, says this.
I apologize. Sometimes I forget that you're children.
Kind of a throwaway line at first, but when looked at under a meta-narrative lens, this
When looked at a thing I invented.
Meta-narrative lens.
I guess
What do you think he means?
it means that we forget these people are children.
No, yes, obviously, but meta is, meta's pretty obvious, but meta, when combined with narrative, so outside of the story.
Yeah, us, the audience, outside of the story.
So why not just say meta lens? Why use meta narrative? It's not a thing.
It sounds smarter. Or maybe it is a thing and we're the stupid ones.
No, I'm never wrong.
Hey, was Bakugou the one crying or?
Oh no, it is a thing.
Oh, okay, cool. What does it mean?
A narrative account that experiments with or explores the idea of storytelling, often by drawing attention to its own artificiality.
That sounds like a Deadpool thing more than a... Because you're trying to draw attention to the artificial nature of the story itself, as opposed to trying to give a message to the audience through the story in a meta way. So it sounds like that was misused. Not
I just
misused.
prefer to just not even say stuff like that.
another nod by Horikoshi to
Clearly another nod by Horikoshi to us, the audience, that we should never forget that these people are children as they go to school in class.
us and our behavior towards Bakugou, or really most shonen anime characters. Since you are used to seeing these people...
I do not care. You are acting upon your own impulses. It doesn't matter if you're 15, if you're 18, if you're 40. You know right from wrong. And if you don't know right from wrong, why don't you know right from wrong in a hero society? No, do not give me they are children. This is a 15-year-old. You're old enough to almost drive. You're old enough to have a kid. You're old enough to do a whole lot of stuff. Don't hand me this, their children. How long do we excuse this, their children? 17 and in 500 days. 364 days. Are they still a child until that one time they turn 18 and then they get all the weight of the world of all the sins that they've done right then and there once they turn 18? When do we stop this? No, with this children crap. You know right from wrong. Right from wrong is what's here.
Through buildings or shoot fire from their hands while bleeding.
If you're strong enough to do that, if you're knowledgeable enough to go, I may kill somebody one day and I may die in this line of duty. You're strong enough to go right from wrong, to go, maybe I shouldn't put all this expectation on myself. Maybe I'm not the best. You can't have both mindsets of, yeah, I can do all this great power stuff, but I'm not going to take any of that great responsibility stuff.
We constantly forget this very crucial detail.
There we go with that royal we again.
I don't forget it.
But it doesn't inform my opinion on what's going on in the story of, oh, they're making, like, if you could go, oh, they're making poor decisions. Like when they went to go rescue Bakugou. They're kids, they're making poor decisions. Whatever. I don't even think they're kids in that instance. I just think they're making poor decisions. But you can at least excuse it by going they're children and they just want to go save their friend.
And nobody else is helping.
Sure. But this, no, if you, Deku, stay down there beneath my bush.
It's the difference between a poor action that somebody takes and a poor mindset that somebody has for their entire life. When does he grow out of that mindset? And is he no longer a child at that point? If he can grow out of the mindset while still being a child, why is he's a child excuse even on the table?
Can an adult not experience what Bakugou is going through?
They are kids. Bakugou is 15, yet when the fan community judges him, it seems like they're talking about a fully grown adult. He is
a man of some maturity.
Yes. He recognizes his actions are misguided. He recognizes that. So he's smart and logical enough to recognize that, but he's not smart and logical enough to not do it until the very moment that he recognizes that it's a bad thing to do. But no, he's just a child.
This is some real boys will be boys hand waving you're doing here.
Over the top and stubborn like many teenagers, and he has a hard time.
Yeah, over the top and stubborn. You know who was over the top and stubborn? Deku was going, I'm gonna go save Bakugou, and y'all can help or not, I don't give a shit. That's over the top. That's stubborn. But he tried to do a good thing there.
Yes. There's good actions behind that. Same thing with Ida and Stain. There's a good action behind there of taking revenge for my brother. What is the good action for Bakugou? Who is this young man?
And understanding his emotions, like most teenage boys. This ignorance of context can also be seen in the way fans talk about Bakugou before this moment. That he should hurry up and become calmer, or just grow up.
Whom is saying this?
And he should have grown up.
You can't just say people said this without showing anybody saying this, but that's fine.
Oh, but you know what? What happens is, when it happens, it's basically a flip getting switched. A switch getting flipped.
I do that all the time.
It's basically a switch getting flipped. Now I am calmer. Now I have grown up. He did what the fans wanted. In a clunky way that you think is brilliant. Because he was a piece of and then he went, no, I'm no longer a piece of
up and make peace with Deku. These demands ignore the fact that up to this moment, we have only been following Bakugou for roughly 4 months. A minuscule amount of time compared to the 15 years he had.
But then you guys go, he apologized to Deku within that, what was that? The My Villain arc. What was that like? Not the My Villain arc. The Edgy Deku arc. What is that?
April.
4 months after this?
Yeah. 4 or 5 months after this.
So
In less than a year.
he's gone.
So what's an appropriate amount of time to expect this change? If he does it in 9 months, v 4 months, it's only been 4 months. We're only halfway there to where he should be as a person. Oh, okay, cool.
To build up his values and ideas. So of course, a deconstruction of those would have to happen slowly and step by step.
Whoops, sorry, 9 months. 15 years of what you thought. Nope, 9 months. It's done, so.
I'm sorry for literally everything that I've ever done to you, Deku. I'm apologizing.
Really in 4 or 5 months, because in the makeup exam, he's with the kids and just like, so even within that time, he's already changing. So, it's so weird to expect it in 4 months, but 5 months, that's when it happened.
That's
We
30
needed
days
we
later.
needed 22 more days.
It's a big time. Big chunky time.
Yet many of the fans ignored these obvious conclusions.
You say obvious when you just went, we should have known. So is it subtle? Is it obvious? Should we have known? Should we not have known? What should we, the audience, have done?
All 4.
Where could we have been right?
It's a combination of all 4.
It's convenient. It's convenient of when we should have done a thing to make sure that Bakugou is seen in the best possible light.
Favorable.
We should have expected this, but we didn't because we weren't shown anything leading up to that, except when we were shown things because he became a 3-dimensional character now because before he wasn't, except all those developments when he became more 3-dimensional. I'm sorry I didn't understand.
You're also bad for expecting it.
And I'm also the problem.
Why did you expect this thing that I'm criticizing you for expecting? Wait, did I expect it or no?
Many of the fans ignored these obvious conclusions precisely because they were not.
Did the audio just go off for you?
Yes, it did.
You probably landed on this.
Oh no.
Considering
Okay, I'm like, don't. Is this a curse?
precisely because they were not considering Bakugou as someone with realistic emotions. And once this moment has been reached, there is no turning back. Bakugou is sick of being subjected to all those unrealistic and ungrounded expectations.
That he put upon himself, subjected to from Homst. Homst is the one. Homst was the one expecting these things of him. Mirror Man?
I'm going to be the #1 in my class for 12 years straight. Wow, you're really smart. Stop putting all these expectations on me.
I have to keep doing this. Bakugou, it's cool if you take a break. No! You expect this of me. Has Bakugou ever once used the word expectation?
Sure.
When All Might once again praises his strength, Bakugou responds with,
"But now you know I'm weak too. I always wanted to be like you, which meant being as strong as possible."
Which meant
not the character he was.
No.
Just he's an endeavor.
He and Deku saw that big, I'm gonna save all these people from this burning building stuff. And Deku went, wow, he's saving people. And Bakugou went, wow, he's so strong. How can he not? Legit.
Look what I did to you. Because I'm not good enough.
because he does not want to be praised and hailed as strong anymore. He wants to be understood, which means acknowledging his more vulnerable side.
Understood by whom?
Understood for what? What's there to what? How? In what way did he put himself out there to be understood?
Because even after this moment, him and Todoroki are walking. He's like, "Walk behind me."
He's not doing anything to be understood, and then going, "Why are people not understanding me?"
Is he? Did he open up, or does he just scream at people, "Stop being a baby and sing, Jiro"?
This enhances the moment's gravitas significantly.
Gravitas.
He swears he is such an auteur.
This is so much more grandiose than it actually is.
Since it truly feels like a monumental eye-opener.
No, it doesn't.
So, in essence, Horikoshi uses Bakugou on one hand to build a deep, layered character and worthy rival to our protagonist, and on the other hand, he takes the opportunity to, in a clever bit of meta-narrative commentary, criticize the complacent and prejudiced way we look and interact with fictional characters in a cynical and jaded postmodernist era of fiction and media.
I have to just wonder.
I know words too.
I have to just wonder. I know some of these words. I have to wonder if Oceaniz actually saw Bakugou as this way when he started doing this. When he started reading My Hero and just went, did he just roll his eyes and go, another Vegeta?
Yeah, that had to be the turning point to him, where he just goes, postmodernist. There it is. That turning point of,
I am no longer cynical in this postmodernist era of consuming and analyzing.
Oh, wait, I
media.
gotta write this down.
This is so brilliant.
And that is what hits so hard. The expectations that crush Bakugou are not just expectations that exist in universe, but also exist within us, the readers and viewers. Therefore, his struggle and outburst immediately feel more real,
So am I not allowed to
No.
expect something from a character?
No, never.
When can I and can
You have
I
to
not?
be as objective as possible. You have to go in with no expectations when reading media.
But you
have to enjoy or not enjoy based purely on the merit of the media itself and not from outside sources of what you've seen before. Otherwise, you are falling into the same trappings of this mirror narrative, postmodernist society, leftist woke bullshit.
I'm sorry if I have an expectation of Deku being a very strong person when we've seen that he has a quirk of a
Can we get past this screen, please?
That when we've seen that he got the quirk of a very strong person. If Deku right now gets folded by Froppy, I'm gonna be like, what the and no expectations, no meta narrative, no in postmodernist whatever bullshit is gonna take away my expectations when I've been set up to expect something, and then when you don't deliver that thing, and then just go neener, you expected something and I didn't deliver it to you, and you're wrong for expecting it. I'm not just gonna accept that. Like, dang, maybe I shouldn't expect things in a story that's showing me. Maybe I shouldn't have expected him to subtly throw in racism. Maybe I should have just accepted him just going, here's the racism. Maybe it is my fault for not just accepting the racism has always been here.
As he says on the screen.
You want to get past this so bad.
Subconsciously has elements that reside in the real world, not the fictional one. After considering all of this, I believe it is easy to see why this moment launched Bakugou to the popularity he has now.
No, he's a bad boy with sad boy undertones.
Yes. He's got a very good character design. But like you said, bad boy, sad boy. He's a big strong. He's a big strong. I remember laughing at some of the Bakugo yelling stuff.
Sure. I do. One of my favorite My Hero moments is get this piece of trash off of me.
It simultaneously works as a beautiful introspective to his character and also plays off our own subconscious prejudices and expectations to create a moment of, oh shit, why did I not see this coming? That truly sticks with you. Because
you literally said you do not remember that scene.
It truly did not stick with me.
Suddenly, we realize what Bakugo is. He is no Sasuke, eternally brooding and edgy. He's no stereotypical bully, only present to give...
Nelson Muntz is super sad. He has a life.
Yes.
The protagonist of...
He literally does it as a defense mechanism. Because the second he gets bullied back, he starts crying.
Foil. Katsuki Bakugo is none of those things. Katsuki Bakugo is just hurt. And as always...
And so he hurts others.
And so Sasuke wasn't hurt?
I guess not.
Oh, I guess not.
Thanks for
I guess Vegeta wasn't hurt either. Under the heel of the person who destroyed his entire race.
watching, and take care.
I wish I could not take care just to spite him. I don't want to listen to anything this bastard tells me to do.
Unthanks for watching. Unthanks for listening. Oh yeah, that's a Hall of Fame.
Easy. That's...
Oh,
why do people like it?
Because it's a
video. Just like, why do I like Bakugo? And just tell me why you like Bakugo.
Oh, you mean the Bakugo part?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if there's actually a video out there that's just like, I like Bakugo, and these are the reasons for it. It's always some deeper meaning to Bakugo. He's always a deeper character than the surface level yelly angry man. Rarely do you see this is why I just enjoy the character.
Jesus.
What?
That's a long post on Reddit. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, geez. I just saw depression. I'm out of here. You're not hitting me with this. Absolutely not. The man told somebody to kill himself. Don't you hit your depression in here as well.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
he loses a lot of goodwill and leeway, and based off of that.
89. I gotta figure out what I'm doing.
Yeah, I figured I picked mine at the last moment because it was always gonna be the Kaiser thing until I actually just listened to it. So that's gonna be a strange.
What is that video?
By Mo Lowry.
That doesn't help me. I don't know.
And it is called Heroes In is actually a good Hokage, I believe. I will tell you in a second. Mo Lowry, Heroes In was a good Hokage. That's it right there. Haters giving us salty looks. Lowry's. I remember when one of us wanted to do an AMV with Rock Lee with that part. I think it was you, actually.
I've spent a lot of time to the academy and learn how to be a ninja. Send them back. Hey, you gotta disobey the rules even though you go against the rules. Hey, I'm glad to know that you won't let the rules make you a terrible
It's worth it.
ninja.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, look.
I will go past this part.
Specifically,
that's talking about Kakashi.
Folks acting like we ain't never seen a sensei get conflicted about fighting his student. Hey,
Yep.
But he can't.
Hey.
But he can't. He resolved himself to do the thing that he couldn't do before, which caused the death of so many people. I'm not a fan of Heroes. Yeah,
but you see why it wasn't worth it for just a regular video.
I think it would be better with the audience. But I've got to look through it and see what I'm doing for the next one. But stream is the
voting thing.
Voting thingy, the auction gimmick, which will be fun, hopefully.
Yeah.
If not, it won't be.
Nope.
And then Friday we got DSP.
Oh, we're doing DSP.
We agreed on that.
What
Don't you
was it?
remember?
What was it?
The,
You it's ready?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. Cool.
Just gotta render it out with proper audio.
Check it out. It's coming out next week, y'all.
Jesus, what happened? But yeah, it's a little longer than I wanted, but because I want to get all of
I understand.
the September Ask the King in there, but it's so long because he just keeps he's doing his field thing.
Understandable.
So
I understand. Hey.
And the questions,
I am not gonna be a
People-
person that goes, dang, I'm sad you gave us so much feel.
but people know how to get him to answer a question.
Oh, dude, it's so...
So it's just rapid fire troll questions. And then his old stuff, it's the most boring bullshit. Will you play this game? I'm not very interested in that game. Next question flourishes. The paper that he prints out.
No, he doesn't. I got the questions here.
It pisses me off so much that he's writing this, he's printing this crap out. It helps
In this
me.
day and age.
It helps because I can see when a boring question ends because he'll just go flip the in paper and do a big flourish and look down, and I'm like, all right, new question time. It's a good thing that way. But I just hate
It's
that
so-
he's
such a boomer,
caveman. What is he? He's doing more effort to print this out.
Then they just put it on a tablet or something.
Yes, what's the process? Is he
Or your
cop-
laptop.
He has to be copying and pasting this stuff. So that means
Into a
that
giant document.
instead of
just scrolling down the document. Like, you can even read it through your phone, really. Because that's where I read my homework stuff from.
nah, it's it's gonna be a fun one. I've got some ideas that I'm implementing, but it's gonna be. I'm trying to get it under 2 hours, and we're not gonna get it through all of it.
Is that a proper video, or did we agree on streaming that one?
I think we stream.
Okay, yep. Oh, yeah, double stream.
Yeah.
All right, whenever you're done with that thumbnail, then give it on over here, and I'll activate the schedule for it.
Because it's just I don't want it to be 2 hours because that's going to end up being like 6-7 hours for us because it's Phil.
Yes.
And Phil is a time vortex. So
6-7 hours, it might. I mean,
because it's horrible because it's like 15-minute huge chunk of the September thing. 3-minute chunk of an old question. 20-minute chunk of a current question. Old Phil. Oh, I got so much to say about old Phil.
oh no!
He was a chunky boy. He was a bit of a chunker boy. And he had a propensity for small shirts.
Oh, why?
He was a jiggling.
Why would he? Okay. I feel like we'll do an unlisted version of it because I'm sure there's people that might want to just watch the raw feel. Yeah, I think we'll do an unlisted version and throw it up on something. Maybe we'll do that. We will.
Oh, I'm about to get up and walk away. I'll do it fading out. Wee woo, it's over. It's over. There's a lot of echo here. Wait, is it over? Did you click?
I haven't clicked on anything.
Okay, no, I just need to shout out Million, just let them know that it's over. As I am want to do, wee woo, it's over. I need to start on the ending. I need an idea for what to do for the ending.
Now we're past.
No, I know.
We're
I just need to figure out because I was thinking of just recording a wee woo and then whatever series that we do, find somebody yelling and then match the flip flops to the wee woo.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
But I don't know if that's what I want to do or something else. But I need to figure this out because I keep forgetting about the wee woo.
I mean, we could literally just throw 2 seconds of Patrick at the end going.
Yeah, I know. But then you would also have to remember it.
Oh, to put it in?
Yeah.
I mean, but if I have a template, I could just add it at the end of, I could just take it from one source. And because whenever I do revisit it, I just go to an older version of it so I can get the text and the spoiler text. And then I can just go to the end of the video, and it's the same process for me, really. I mean, it's up to whatever.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Or I won't, or I'll just keep procrastinating week after week, and then just having to go wee woo, and then it just ends up being extended for 3 minutes because we're talking about the wee woo instead of actually doing the wee woo and ending it like we will do right here after this sentence right now. Wee woo.